Hello there. I am now reviewing Dragon Ball Super's Universe Survival Arc. I reviewed episode 116. I wasn't planning on reviewing a single episode, but that episode was just so good that I had to. Now that the entire arc has concluded, I will be reviewing it. First, I'm going to review... not review, but give my general thoughts on each arc leading up to this one, and I guess my opinions of Dragon Ball Super as a whole. Okay, first off, Dragon Ball Super, I did not like how it started off just remaking the first two movies, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. I think that was stupid. They should have just started with a jump, maybe just started off with the Universe 6 arc, because that's actually when they were telling a new story. No, the Battle of Gods arc, Dragon Ball Super's first storyline, I thought it was okay. I thought there were better ways to start off the Dragon Ball Super, but for first season, I think it was serviceable, just serviceable. The Resurrection F arc, I really did not like. I thought it was, oh man. Okay. When I go back to, after I review this arc, I'm gonna review all of Dragon Ball Super by arc, starting from the beginning, and so I'll go into more detail into what I didn't like about the Resurrection F arc then. But for now, just know that it was the first time I was actually able to say that something about Dragon Ball was outright bad. Ugh. The Universe 6 arc, I thought was okay. Just okay, I'll say more when I review it. The Goku Black arc, or no, the Future Trunks arc, I thought was I think it's Dragon Ball Super's best arc. There's lots of things I like about it. I'll review it when I get to it. Now this one, the Universe Survival arc. It's okay. There are things that I really liked about it, other things that I didn't really like so much. Actually, I wrote down all everything that I didn't like about the the Universe Survival arc. So I can do a pretty good review on, or rather, I've been thinking about this for a while. Whenever there was something that I think is important, I wrote it down. I thought about it, and I can, hopefully I can, this doesn't come across as too incoherent. Okay, Universe Survival arc. What did I like? What didn't I like? Oh, I think I'll do this one in bullet points. Okay. Okay, number one. It's Dragon Ball Super's best animated arc. That's the best animation. Like the Battle of Gods arc had some okay animation. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't terrible. It looked mostly good. A few frames and sequences looked awkward, but generally I think it was well animated. The Resurrection F arc, well, also when it was animated well, it was animated well. But when the animation was bad, oh boy, was it bad. Okay. The Universe 6 arc, I thought was, Universe 6 animation was better. Not so at the time it did have Dragon Ball Super's best animation, and while I did mostly prefer classic, rather Dragon Balls and Dragon Ball Z's animation. I appreciated the Universe 6 arc's animation for what it was. The Future Trunks arc's animation, a few sequences did look awkward too, but when the animation was good, it was some of Dragon Ball's best animation. It really. And now we have the Universe Survival arc's animation, and yes, it is Dragon Ball Super's best animated arc, and this one does have some of Dragon Ball's absolute best animation. Like, when it was really good, it was really good. If that's one thing you have to give to this arc. It looked great. And okay. This next one's going to be a negative, but this isn't. I don't think this is going to be a negatives positive back and forth. I kind of just wrote down my thoughts when they came to me, and I'm not really going to try and put them in a coherent. I'm not going to try and put them together coherently. I'm just kind of saying it when I fuck it. Okay. Now, this was too long. Really, it was too long. In fact, I have some points that kind of go with that. Okay. Oh man, yeah, that's right. Okay. When the tournament had 10 minutes left, they stretched that last 10 minutes into 10 plus episodes, like 11 or 12 episodes for 10 minutes. That was beyond. That was just padding. Oh man, so dumb. But it's not just the. But it's not just the end of the tournament. It was also the start from before the tournament, when they were recruiting the members for Universe 7. Man, I really didn't think that they needed to dedicate a kind of mini arc to recruiting members of Universe 7, with the exception of Android 17. I think he was the only one that would benefit from being recruited, because we haven't seen him with the main characters for like several storylines, years even though I think his recruitment episodes went on for too long. And okay, here's another thing about the recruiting episodes. Okay, I'm not saying the Universe Survival arc couldn't have benefited from introducing some of these characters, but 17 was pretty much the only one who I think needed it, because when they were recruiting Ten Shinhan, will anyone remember Ewan? For a while I actually forgot about Ewan, and also Ewan, that's just mean, really mean. Come on, Toriyama, come on. Come on. But one other member who benefited from being recruited was also one of the ones who I was most skeptical of being put in the storyline, and that is Frieza. Originally, I did not want Frieza to be in this storyline mainly because of Resurrection F, and I know it's not really Frieza's fault that arc was so bad, but my thinking about it was no, Frieza's a great villain. Like, and he was already in such a, you already put him through such a bad story arc. Can't you just leave him be? Come on. So, yeah, I was not happy about putting Frieza in the storyline. But at first, I can say that I was 100% wrong. Frieza's recruitment episodes were amazing. He was he was as chilling as ever, and he was, and his scenes were so, and they really put in the time to really animate them. Like, okay, it's almost enough to forgive how bad the Resurrection F arc animation was. Like, you know, almost, not quite, but almost. Oh man, and just having Frieza like being in the background and occasionally showing up, just being his pompous, arrogant self, was also pretty good. Even though like the longer he was in the storyline, the less he had to do, and eventually you're like, oh yeah, Frieza's still here. You know, at first we didn't want him in this arc, and then we were excited, and then we ended up loving it, and now it's like, man, maybe they should have kept Majin Buu in, but generally, I think Frieza being in this arc is actually a big positive, even though keeping Frieza alive at the end and evil will probably stop Dragon Ball from making sense ever again. Like, okay, here's the thing. Okay, Resurrection F, the movie and the television arc, both establish that Frieza can train for a few months and go from being a bit weaker than a Super Saiyan to being stronger or at least equal to Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, so what's stopping him from being gone for like a year and being powerful enough to usurp Beerus the Destroyer, or even usurping fucking Zeno-sama. So, I'm gonna have to talk about Zeno a bit later, but I am not done with Zeno. Not done with you just yet, you little. Okay. So that was okay. So just to recap, the recruitment episodes were generally okay. Okay, only Frieza and Android 17 I think really could have really needed the recruitment episodes. Not everyone else was. They already have a previous relationship with the other characters, and you know the main characters. Like, everybody else knows each other, and while we could assume that they actually did keep in touch with Android 17, we the audience haven't, or maybe they did spend some time together in Your Son Goku and His Friends Return, but I haven't seen that movie. I'll watch it at some point, I promise. Okay, let's talk about some of the characters that were introduced in this story arc. Okay, guess we'll talk about the big bad himself, Jiren. Jiren sucks. He's a boring character. And honestly, that kind of makes me sad that he was so boring, because I genuinely think that he could have been an interesting character. But it seems as though they chose not to have him be interesting. They just have him. But okay, when he wasn't, I found him to be interesting when he behaved kind of differently than what he was being characterized as. He's being characterized as this calm stoic, and he would seem to be more interesting when he lashed out and yeah, stuff like that. So unfortunately, yeah, June was severely mishandled. Let's see what else. Okay, yeah, cauliflower. Cauliflower sucks. I'm sorry. Okay, I liked her design. She was cute, but she had a very generic tough girl personality. Like it's just this. Like there wasn't anything to her. Her protege, Kel. Okay, it's hard for me to call her a good character because she is pretty much just a Brawly reference, and oh man, it was so annoying when they actually used her to just make visual references to Brawly. Like you've probably seen the side by side comparison of like Brawly pointing like this and Kel like pointing like this, and both doing that scream. Fuck me. So, but generally, I think she was almost interesting. Generally, I think she was a better attempt of at Brawly than yeah. I think she's a better Brawly than Brawly was. Um, damping with damping with faint praise. Probably, but you know what? Praise is praise. So even if it's faint, it's still there. Hmm? Get it? Get it? Hmm? 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 So, okay, what I think made her more interesting than Brawly was that Brawly kind of, okay, he wasn't developed very far aside from being a berserker going crazy. Carol, while she did have that, they also kind of gave her an arc during during this arc where she would be like, okay, she was timid, she was it's insecure, and when she went berserk, she'd go crazy and murderous and try to kill everyone, and and eventually it crossed to her like honing in on her power and being able to be a better teammate for the person she cares about, who is Cauliflower. So okay, so yeah, she was a better attempt at a character than Brawly was, but she does kind of just exist because of Brawly, and Brawly is still a dumb character, and so Kel is not really um is not devoid of some of that residual dumbness, I guess. Okay, now so Kel and Cauliflower, one one was almost interesting, the other was boring. The Now Kefla, okay, in all honesty, she wasn't a good character, but she was entertaining. I loved watching her go berserk. I loved watching her like continually fight Goku. I liked watching her indulge in her awesome power. That was so entertaining. Yeah, like I said, she wasn't really interesting or that compelling, but by God, was she entertaining. And like I said, her episode 116, where she fights Ultra Instinct Goku and gets eliminated, that was definitely the highlight of this arc. Like it was so, like it was definitely this arc's best episode. And as well as probably I'm not sure if it was its best animation, but after that awesome fight, it was hard for me to remember anything else. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't like Ribrianne. I don't like Ribrianne. She was Okay, okay, this isn't about a magical girls or Toriyama putting magical girls into Dragon Ball. Like, that's not it. I just think she was she came okay with all her talk of love and how and when she saw that Kuririn and Android 18 were a couple, and her repulse of it just made her seem like a hypocrite. And, like, is it a different concept of love or idea of love in her universe or her planet or wherever she comes from? Because okay, if it is, you should establish that in this story arc, because it just comes because in this arc where we have her, where she's ew, how can you be in love with that thing? And her herself being really fat and like, and no, I'm not fat shaming. It's just that she is not, she does not consider Kieran to be beautiful, and in all honesty, he's probably not conventionally beautiful, being short and lacking a nose, even though, this is Dragon Ball, so, never, don't worry about the nose, but her being, like, morbidly obese, it seems, calling, not understanding how Edward 18, the immortal blonde hottie, could be in love with him. That's just hypocritical. Like, if that like was okay, was that the point? Was that the whole idea of her? Okay, and another thing that I don't like about her was that after her and her trio were eliminated, but other members of her universe were still present. Okay, they kind of okay, the transformation that makes her fat. Okay, the remaining members had a similar technique where, okay, after she transformed, she'd have this signature kind of red dress, if I remember. They'd wear it too, and they'd copy some of her signature techniques, which is like a shooting love hearts. That's all fine. There's nothing really wrong with that, but my problem with that is that they were her techniques. They were supposed to be unique to her, and taking them away from her and giving it to these new characters makes VBN seem less unique. And yeah, I think that's bad. Oh yeah, less unique and less special. And oh my god, I forgot about this poor soul. Okay, during the recruitment episodes, oh, poor Yamcha, what have they done to you? Oh, man, I don't even know if I need to explain it. Yamcha. Oh, poor guy. I mean, okay, and anybody out there who watches Mr. Fusion, okay, if you follow this channel and you're a Dragon Ball fan, but you don't follow Mr. Fusion, fix that. Like, follow Mr. Fusion. Stop watching this video. Watch all of Mr. Fusion's videos. And as a reference to Mr. Fusion, Yamcha, you poor dolt. Oh man. That poor guy. That poor guy. It's not really about. Like, the thing is, like, okay, Yamcha can't be on the team, but Kame Sennin can. Really, Kame Sennin, like, wouldn't Yamcha be so much more stronger than Kame Sennin at this point? That having been said, I do like how Kame Sennin was handled during this tournament, except for the more for that one particular moment where it came across as kind of like when it was fighting one of the magical girls on Vibrienne's team. That came across as downright vapey, like vapier than his training with Poir. Like, don't ever do that again, please. That was just don't. Okay, don't. No vapey shit. Okay, okay. Now this is, uh, okay. Now this is going to be more of a conceptual problem that I have with this arc. Okay, this arc is the tournaments fighting in a battle royale to try and maintain their own survival. Because the universe that gets all of its each universe team that gets all of its members eliminated, their universe gets erased. And there can only be one winner. Okay, this is a very dark setting, but okay, for something like this to actually work, you'd need to have kind of a pre-existing relationship with kind of everyone who's going to be fighting this tournament. And we're kind of just reduced to two universes, Universe 7 and Universe 6. And we're being introduced to new characters on Universe 6. And the only member who was previously introduced that I personally liked was Kaba. Or rather, I liked his relationship with Vegeta. I think it was one of the best parts of Dragon Ball Super. And Hit is not a good character either. He is also quite boring. Okay, just for further information, there's too little to Hit. There's not really all that much to him, and okay, I find it dumb that he fights in a coat. Like I know he's an alien, it's probably part of his biology, but I also hate that about Crosshairs from the live action Transformer movies. He's a Transformer with a long coat, and oh, it's so dumb, so dumb, so dumb, so dumb. Okay, so yeah, even though with the how this with the setting, I don't think it. Okay, I think there's with the universes being fighting for their survival or they face erasure. I think that's there's a type of tone that you need to go with to make that work that they don't really accomplish. Like this also, and let's talk about Ultra Instinct. Okay, I think it's a cool looking transformation. It was well animated. It was distinct, but I feel like it would have been. I feel like I would have liked it better if the arc wasn't stretched so unbearably long. I do think that you can still do some really cool things with Ultra Instinct. So don't toss it away. Like, keep it in mind. This is probably going to be my this might be my biggest gripe with the Universe Survival arc. And it's to do with the I did not expect all the universes to just be gone. That's not really Dragon Ball. But with Zeno, okay, first off, I did not expect Android 17 to be the one that lasts to the very end, and yeah, I did not expect all the other universes to just be gone forever. So yeah, I am happy that he's the one that wished all the other universes back, even though I didn't expect him to be the one to do it. So yeah, it's a pleasant surprise, But yeah, with the okay. Okay, we were under the impression that Zeno thought there were too many universes and that he wanted to reduce them. And since it was previously established that he erased a few other universes on a fit, okay, I think that's in keeping with this character who was characterized as being a god, like, no, a child, an immature child given omnipotence, which I think also accurately describes the Abrahamic God, but which also, no, I'll go back to that later, but, okay, no, okay, there was something else I was going to go to, but it's kind of part of this, but I'm still kind of not finished about Zeno. Okay, when Android 17 decided to bring back all the other universes, I did expect Zeno to comply, but I was also kind of expecting him to kind of not really want to comply, because, and here's the thing, I think him just being very happy to just bring back the other universes and to have it revealed that he didn't actually intend on really erasing the other universes, I feel like that kind of changes his character, who was kind of a malevolent god, to being like fair and just. Like, I think that's, yeah, no, that's not Zeno's character. Zeno is immature. He's lazy. He doesn't like doing work. He does things on a whim. That's Zeno. This changes Zeno. Okay, Toriyama consistently portrays the gods as incompetent, malevolent, or just plain, or just as joke characters, which kind of makes me suspect that Toriyama might be a militant atheist. But it's fine that they did not want to keep the other universes erased. I'm okay with that. But couldn't you have done it that didn't feel like you were changing one of your... Who might... Zeno is scary. He's scary. What's scarier than a spoiled brat having omnipotence? That's what Zeno was, and now he's not that anymore. That's... Oh, but... Okay, that's... Oh man, I'm talking about a lot of negatives about this arc, because I really didn't hate this arc. There are things that I liked about it. I liked the animation, I liked the fights, I liked the music, I liked seeing these characters, or at least some of the characters. Like, Kefla was a fun character. Kel was... It was fun seeing how Kel would ultimately come together, even though it didn't ultimately come together the best way. I still appreciate her. I do think this was a very different, new thing for Dragon Ball to do. And yeah, even though this is the end of Dragon Ball Super, it's not the end of Dragon Ball. I'm excited for that new movie that's going to come out I don't know, in a year, I don't know when. I think the new animation in that teaser trailer looks interesting, and I can't wait to see these characters again. So yeah, that's my review of Dragon Ball Super, the Universe Survival Arc. It's flawed, but ultimately I think it's good for Dragon Ball fans. I tend to be forgiving, so I tend to be I tend to be forgiving. So if you don't like this arc, you know what? I understand. It was 54 episodes, so yeah, probably yeah, yeah. Like I said, stretching the last 10 minutes into 10 plus episodes, I feel was a poor idea. But let's see what Dragon Ball does next. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Sayonara.